These are the mysterious ruins of Puma Punku, nearly 13,000 feet in the Altiplano of Bolivia. What you have here are massive blocks of granite scattered like some kids.
High in the Bolivian Andes stands a ruined stone platform that seems impossible for its time. Its blocks fit together with machine-like precision, yet they were raised more than 1,500 years ago. Without steel or modern tools, 3D scans and microscopic tests are now probing these stones down to the tiniest detail. What they reveal is forcing experts to rethink how ancient builders shaped, joined, and maybe even poured stone itself. Enigma of Puma Punku. On the Bolivian Altiplano, 12,000 feet above sea level, sits Puma Punku, a shattered platform built from blocks weighing more than 100 tons. Many stones still fit, so precisely that measurements show gaps of less than a millimeter. Local people say not even a razor blade can slip between them. And up close, the joints do look almost seamless, with smooth, regular faces. Despite centuries of earthquakes and storms, what survives is only a fraction of the original monument. In the late 19th century, railway builders blasted huge slabs with dynamite, dragged them away, and reused them as ballast for tracks and bridges. Witnesses described men prying apart tightly fitted stones and smashing carved faces just to move them. Millennia of survival were nearly undone in a few decades. The ordered platform became a scattered field of fragments, its original layout largely lost. Even now, archaeologists struggle to reconstruct the plan. Some blocks are half-buried, others flipped or broken beyond recognition. Yet, the destruction did not erase the precision. The famous H-shaped blocks still show sharp right angles, evenly spaced slots, and parallel grooves that seem far beyond what we usually associate with bronze and stone tools. Local Aymara traditions speak of builders who worked with stones that flowed like water, soft enough to mold before hardening. Many villagers still say the blocks were poured rather than carved. For some, this is poetic language. For others, it hints at a lost technique that blurred the line between geology and chemistry. The central question remains: how did a 1,500-year-old culture create joints so exact, surfaces so flat, and patterns so symmetrical without iron or machines? Whatever the answer, it is still locked in the fractured stones of this windswept plateau. Design of the megaliths. Puma Punku is not a random pile of ruins. It is an engineered system. Surveys showed that each block belongs to a planned three-dimensional scheme built on repetition, geometry, and balance. The best-known pieces are the H-shaped and profile blocks, carved with tabs, recesses, and grooves, so regular that they interlock like modular parts. These details were functional. They formed joints that tied neighboring stones together and spread weight through the structure. Many researchers think this interlocking design helped the platform survive earthquakes, ground shifts, and centuries of disturbance. Some joints remain astonishingly tight, with gaps narrower than in many modern concrete seams. Engineers note that the builders worked with tolerances, similar to machine-made parts. Angles repeat consistently, parallel slots keep uniform depth, and grooves align with striking regularity, comparable, in some cases, to work done today with digital cutting tools. Beneath the visible ruins lies a carefully designed foundation of giant sandstone slabs laid in leveled trenches. These base stones were joined with tongue and groove contacts and keyed blocks that locked like gear teeth, spreading loads across the base and helping prevent slippage or collapse during seismic events. In a region prone to earthquakes and seasonal flooding, the builders made stone behave like a strong but slightly flexible system. Narrow channels between blocks show where bronze, eye-shaped clamps once tied the stones together. These staples were cast on site from a copper-tin alloy poured into carved sockets and hammered flat when cooled. Under microscopes, they show traces of arsenic, which increases hardness and corrosion resistance and is typical of pre-Columbian Andean metallurgy. This combination of dense andesite, heavy sandstone, and forged bronze created strength and stability. Weight was directed both downward and sideways through the interlocking geometry, absorbing stresses and limiting cracks along fault lines. Digital models confirm that foundation keys, clamps, and interlocking blocks formed a single integrated system, allowing the platform to endure for centuries. Puma Punku was not just a ritual platform. It was a highly sophisticated piece of structural engineering in which every groove and socket had a purpose, reconstructing a lost monument. For more than a century, scholars tried to picture Puma Punku as it once stood, but without a precise record of its scattered blocks, reconstructions were mostly guesswork. The massive stones lay like fragments of a code, each precisely shaped, yet the larger pattern missing. Early maps and sketches could not capture subtle angles and relationships. Digital archaeology transformed this, using drones, LIDAR, and high-resolution cameras. Teams documented every surface in detail. Each block, groove, and notch was turned into a 3D model, and together, these models formed a digital twin of Puma Punku, accurate down to a few millimeters. In 2018, a team from the University of California, Berkeley, led by archaeologist Alex Ramich, used these scans to create miniature replicas of the surviving blocks. When they assembled them, the small models locked together cleanly. Joints and angles matched in consistent ways. This showed that the builders followed a repeatable design system rather than carving each stone independently. Proportions were mathematical, and the layout was deliberate, a blueprint encoded in stone. By 2024, the Idea Lab and Tiwanaku Heritage Project had scanned the entire site at unprecedented resolution. Researchers ran gravity drop simulations, letting virtual blocks fall into place under simulated gravity. The stones settled into stable, interlocking positions that match a plausible original arrangement, showing that the H-blocks and profile elements were components of a modular load-bearing system. Machine learning algorithms then searched the models for repeating shapes and dimensions. They found subtle symmetries and recurring ratios. Across many stones, evidence of a standardized design language. Where erosion had damaged corners, the software could predict likely original outlines, reinforcing the idea that Puma Punku followed a coherent, measured plan. The site's precision can now be simulated and tested, revealing that its apparent perfection came from method and measurement, not chance or legend. Hidden secrets in the stone. For a long time, archaeologists assumed Puma Punku's blocks were carved directly from quarries. New lab work now challenges that view because the stones show unexpected internal features. Builders used red sandstone for foundations and andesite for intricate H-blocks and wall segments, both extremely dense and hard to work. Yet at Puma Punku, these materials form surfaces, flat to fractions of a millimeter, and corners that remain sharply defined. To explain this, some researchers propose that at least some blocks were cast rather than carved, using a type of ancient concrete. Chemical analysis of sandstone blocks around Lake Titicaca has revealed tiny residues of sodium carbonate, or natron, the same mineral ancient Egyptians used in mortars and mummification, and one that is rare in local geology. Natron lowers the temperature required for minerals to bond and can trigger geopolymerization. Mixed with volcanic ash, silicates, and water, it can turn sand into a moldable paste that hardens into stone. Microscopic studies of Puma Punku's sandstone have found amorphous binder phases, glassy, non-crystalline zones, formed when a chemical binder fuses particles. Natural sandstone forms slowly under pressure, but these samples show patterns of rapid setting, typical of artificial stone. Sometimes the past is not primitive at all. It is simply waiting for us to catch up. And here at Puma Punku, where stone may once have flowed like water, the secrets still refuse to fully let go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Epic Dive for more amazing documentaries.